Okay, CSS battle time, and we have a car. That looks fun. Looks fun, but how do we do it concisely? So, I mean, it's a simple enough design. That's really cool. The question is, do we do we look at the blue or the yellow? Because how I build this is all depending on whether I is the yellow one rectangle, like here, and then these blue blocks are just overlaid squares, which that could just be another random element box shadowing to cover it. The circles could be a radial gradient. It could be a border dotted. I think the spacing's wrong for just a straight border dotted, so we'd have to do either an invisible element with a border inline, or two with like border bottom, but because it's not lined up with anything here, I don't think the border bottom will work. Do I want this to be one rectangle and then another one? These are the questions. It's kind of the fun of these little, like the easy ones. I kind of like it because there's so many ways to approach it. How do you find the best combination? Um, Man, that's fun. I guess I should just get going. I think what I'm going to start with is just making a yellow rectangle with a blue outer edge. And I'm going to go ahead and use box shadow to do this. So let's start with the HTML element. We might change that to an any, um, the star selector to select everything later. But right now I just want to work with the HTML. We're going to do yellow background. Right? And then we're going to do a box shadow, which is going to be 0 up, 0 left, right, or 0 left, right, 0 up, down, 0 blur, and then we can say 5 inches for now, but we're going to do the light blue. And when we margin this, that's not what I meant to do. When we margin this down, because we put a box shadow on this, we will actually see a change. If we just had a background, we wouldn't see that change. We wouldn't see white around the border because the canvas element will have this box shadow as well. Wrong key. All right, 60. There we go. Cool. So we have our yellow box. We're going to have to mask these corners. Box shadow inset I don't think is the way to go because while I could get one, I'd have to have a blue background and then the yellow inset would get one corner. I'd have to layer it to do like one corner and then reapply the blue and then yellow again to the other corner. It's a whole, that'd be a whole process. It wouldn't work. I can do, I think I'm gonna I might do a radial gradient on top of this. Oh, I can't. It'll just stop at the edge. So the body will have to take a radial gradient. But if the body, okay, this works actually. Here, look. Yeah, this works. If the body is a square that doesn't have that yellow background, it will. I can use it to box just as the box shadow. My dog is whining. Wife and kids are gone, and she misses them. Anyways, the body will end up being a rectangle, and I can just shove that box shadow up off screen. You know, it can be this kind of rectangle or whatever I decide the outline needs to be to make this radial gradient like easy. It might end up being a rectangle that sticks out way far, just so that this is actually the center of the body and I don't have to like position it as much, and I just repeat the just have it repeat. You know, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're gonna see what combination works. I hope. But anyways, it will be a rectangle, and then with box shadow, I can just move it over, and I can probably hide those box shadows in here, and have it just write one box shadow declaration, and still get those to work because these box shadows probably have a big enough offset that they won't show up on the HTML. Okay. And and I'll be overriding all of the other properties, so this is fine. I'm actually gonna put an outline here. Okay, that, I don't know why the dog's whining so much. It's like I'm right here. You're fine. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to do margin too, so we'll be able to just do a star selector. We won't have to do a special selector. So let's say 100 down. We're gonna go 0 left and right. That should be fine, and then -50. Ooh, and that creates overflow on the HTML. D down? No, that doesn't do it. If we throw in a period. There it is. There was margin collapse that was causing the problem. All right. So, and usually that 1 pixel period that's showing up right there, you can not, oh, wrong one. Click that. The period's right there. It breaks the margin collapse, so you don't have to like do padding or anything like that. But that usually doesn't cause an issue. No, Juno, you don't get to go downstairs. You're okay. You're fine. She probably gets a treat right now, but I never give it to her. All right, let's see. We're going to go, the radial gradient is just going to be this dark color. It's going to be like 25 pixels or so. We're going to find out, and then we're going to go transparent. Oh, I forgot my, so radial gradients do not start out as a circle. You have to use the circle keyword, or you can put in the 1Q, which is the smallest unit of measurement, but that makes it default to a circle. Let's look at our sizing. Not quite there yet. Let's go 30 pixels. All right. That's about right. It looks like we need to margin this down a bit more. There we go. We're in line now. I like that. And then we can position this 50 pixels. If I did 80, okay, I guess that's okay. I'm actually not gonna fight that. Let's see, 100 pixel repeat. Is that enough? Needs to be more. 120. That looks about the same overlap. Now let's turn this back to 0. See where we're at. Let's go 20 pixels. Okay, we're almost there. 40. We're not almost there. Sorry. Oops, deleted too much. 80 pixels. Let's look at our diff. Oh, that's too much. Let's turn the diff back on. 20. 140. Seems too far. I'm trying to get the same, like, even though I don't know which one's which on this, what I want is the same kind of overlap. That's what I'm looking at. Because that will mean I have about the right, yeah, there. Now I can just do 0, 40, oops. I don't know how I highlighted that. Okay. 50, 60, 70. We just walked around the circle. Did I do that wrong? So close. Maybe I do -20 because otherwise we're going into 3 digits anyways, and 20 is easy to reduce. All right, let's take the outline off. Let's make our box shadow here, and then we'll reduce once we get it all built. All right, we're gonna go up and over. So we're gonna go like -100 pixels and -50 pixels. Let's just start it. And we're gonna do blue as my color, and we're gonna change this to a star. It's okay now that we're overriding all three things. So we can just say color is going to be that light blue. We can get rid of the pound sign here. And then thankfully, the dot still shows up, but it's less of a issue. Let's make it move up more. 100, 110. Okay, yeah, we got plenty of size to work with. Let's go more. 130. Ugh, I don't like 130, but it's got to be done. There we go. And our next box shadow will be over a lot. Let's say 100 and negative 130. Okay, we have that. So let's move it more. 180, 220, 240, 250. Okay. I wonder if percentages work here. They do not. Alright, 250 pixels. Let's hit submit. Let's see how we're doing and see what I can improve. I think I can just I think what I can do is just put the, yeah, 100%. So let's take the box shadows. Let's see what happens when we just put these X. We're going to get rid of that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this there. And right now, I think the body is, the blue box shadows right here is overflowing. So what I'm going to do is change this to 9M, and we're going to go font 0A. There it is. Okay, so the font is essentially eliminating this box shadow. So on the HTML, all these are in place there. We just don't really see them because they're going to be the light blue color. So they're going to be all hidden anyways. And then on the body, we don't see this one because font has been reduced to 0, so it just eliminates. And yeah, we have two background declarations, but we declare each color once. Actually, I can get rid of this color right here because our box shadows are all the same color. And so when you declare each color once, usually I see that as a good sign. Because no matter what, you have to declare them at some point unless it's a default color like black or all white. So, alright. I'm gonna reduce these, minify these, and call it a day. And then, yeah, play with my dog or something because she's just sounds pitiful. Alright, 8 times 5 is 40 VW, and this will be 5 VW. Alright, 30 pixels. We're going to open up the extension and do the unit golf because I don't remember that one yet. I think it's because there isn't a good option for it. That is why. I'm going to leave it at 30 pixels. 130, let's see what 130 does. 130 also doesn't have any good options. Yeah, I thought I didn't like that one. 250 pixels, I think also is not ideal. 2.6 inches is the same, but it's the same number of characters as well. 190, let's see what 190 will do. So that's where this one falls apart. I think if I could 201Q, let's try that. At least get one of these. I think what I might do, or what I could do maybe, is move the margin. Shift this around like 10 pixels. If it's down 10 pixels and then I move it vertically 10 pixels, will these being like 140 and 260, which are much more reducible, will all the extra characters I get off of there make up for the extra, you know, couple characters here? It's possible. Let's hit submit on this queue. That'll be something for another time, but I think that's actually that's where someone will find like top 10 better solution, is doing adjustments like that. I mean, they probably do a completely different solution anyways, but that's where there's more room to explore here. And final submit, 187. Cool, that was fun. I'm gonna go cheer up my dog, and yeah, catch you later.